It happens without warning. A clock ticks backward. A photograph shows a person who wasn't there. A memory contradicts a recorded file. These are the moments that make us pause, that whisper, what if reality is not what we think? We call them glitches in the matrix, fractures in the fabric of our everyday existence. Tonight, we dive into 5 such anomalies that defy all logic, and by the end, you'll wonder if the world you know is just a simulation. But first, let's start with a glitch that shook a quiet suburban neighborhood. In 2018, a family in Ohio returned from vacation to find their home exactly as they left it, except for one thing. A family portrait, which had hung on the wall for years, now showed an extra person, a woman in a Victorian dress, standing in the background. No one recognized her. There was no record of her ever being in the house. Yet, the photograph was dated and signed. How could she appear in a photo taken years ago? Some say a ghost. Others suggest a glitch in the timeline. But scientists have a different theory, parallel universes briefly intersecting. The next glitch is even more baffling. In 2009, a man in London checked his email and found a message he had sent to himself, but the email was dated 5 years in the future. The content? A detailed prediction of a stock market crash that happened just 3 months later. How did he know? The email was sent from his own account, with his own password. But he had no memory of writing it. Could it be a precognitive glitch, a message from a future self? Or did the Matrix simply skip a beat? Then there's the case of the disappearing street. In 2016, a woman in San Francisco drove down a familiar street, turned a corner, and found herself on a completely different road, a road that didn't exist on any map. She drove for miles, passing houses and shops, but every GPS showed her in an empty field. When she finally reached a familiar intersection, she checked her dashcam. The footage showed her driving through a tunnel, but there was no tunnel there. She never reported it, fearing she'd be called crazy. But her story is not unique. Similar reports have surfaced worldwide, describing streets that appear and vanish, buildings that change shape, and landmarks that shift overnight. Are these glitches in the Matrix, or is our perception being manipulated? Finally, consider the phenomenon of déjà vu, that eerie feeling that you've experienced something before. But what if it's more than a feeling? In 2012, a group of tourists in Paris all reported the same vivid déjà vu at the exact same moment, in front of the Eiffel Tower. They all described the same scene: a street performer juggling fire, a child in a red coat, a flock of pigeons taking flight. But none of that was happening. They all saw the same illusion. Coincidence? Or a shared glitch? Scientists call it a collective memory error, but some theorists believe it's a glitch in the simulation, a moment when the code repeats itself. So, what does this mean for us? If the Matrix can glitch, what else can it do? Are we just characters in a story, unaware of the script? Or are we the glitch itself? The answer lies in the next anomaly, the one that will change everything. Stay tuned.